our session, your session that you elected, we would humbly invite all of our hopesters to prayerfully consider Level Up for October and November. Does anybody know, have you heard the term level up? We're kind of old, most of us are kind of old. My suspicion is, my suspicion is Johan might. We stole that from the gaming culture, right? Level up means moving, advancing to the next level. So if you're a gamer, you would know that. So that's the context. Session is, we're trying to faithfully address our 2022 operating budget commitments. We have commitments, obviously. And remember, expenses continue whether we're on site or not, right? Whether we actually are physically in this building or not. Now, we did make up some deficits in August, but we're still tracking behind for the year. And remember that for every dollar that goes into the general operating budget, we give away 20%. So 10% goes to our Central Florida Presbytery, right, to our shared mission with them, and then 10% goes to our specific organizations, 5% to Partners in Service, 5% to the distribution fund. Now remember that if it's special giving, for example, Rest in Peace medical debt, that doesn't get given away. All of that money that's given goes to that. So any special giving goes there. And remember, it takes a village. It takes all of us to support the needs of the church. Right? So what is this Level Up thing? If you would go to the next slide, please. Now, obviously you can't read that. There were some handouts, and Nancy included it in the email. It looks like this, right? And what this means is along the left-hand side shows an annual income, right? We started at 20,000 and went up in increments of that, of 10,000 or so, right? And it starts at 20,000 and ends at 10 million, because we're pretty sure we have lots of people that are in the 10 million a year range. Yeah, I think there are many of us, anyway, whatever. So, and each column represents a percentage of your income that would be given weekly. So if you find yourself on the table, right, of how much you're giving per week, what we're asking is you prayerfully consider moving in either a column or even a whole section. So the sections break out down, and starting on the right is a lower range of giving, which is 1 to 3%. We've got the middle range, which is 4 to 6%. Upper range is 7 to 9. A tithe, some of you may not know, a tithe is actually 10%, and then beyond a tithe. Right, so we're asking that you prayerfully consider moving, in essence, level up, right? Whether it's a column or even a section, right? The other thing to remember is that most congregations, the statistics show that there are a percentage that actually give a tithe or beyond tithe, right? And however, I suspect most of us fall somewhere else in that spectrum, right? And for some people have already done this, right? We've seen increased giving already from some households, and for that we're very, very grateful. And we're not asking people to give beyond their means. That is not what we're saying. And if you're already giving more, then you may be able to sleep through this section. All right. Many of us still enjoy a measurable of expendable income, so that's what we're asking. Now, here's the part that's kind of interesting, and I've been part of church for at least 139 years, and I've never heard this. The session is pretty passionate about this. And what we're saying is we really just want people to try this for a couple of months. Try it for October and November. And here's the part that's amazing. You're gonna get a guarantee. So if you find that leveling up for October and November becomes burdensome, it's a problem. Like, and things happen. Right? Or if you just stretch too far, guess what? We're going to give your money back. Right? I will, no shame, no questions asked. I'm the treasurer. All you have to say is, Dixie, I stretched too far, and I will write you a check, no questions asked. Right? This is not about shame or, guilting people at all. It's just a private conversation with me, only me, right? And like I said, I'll write you a check. Now remember, the timing of this is weird because we're starting in October, but guess what? We're not even meeting in person 2 of those Sundays, right? The first weekend, what do we do on the first weekend? Washington Shores. Some people were listening, good job. And then the 4th Sunday is part of the weekend of service. right? So we're not gonna meet here, but you know what? We still have expenses, right? So, you know, whatever that means for your October giving, you know, just kind of we ask that you keep that in mind. Again, I go back to, it takes a village, it takes all of us to support the church, and we all believe in the mission of the church, so that's all. And I think one of the things that is probably most interesting here is this is really an invitation to grow deeper in our mind to financial trust in God. And the beautiful part is there's no risk, right? We will, if you stretch and it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. So again, your session asks that you would humbly consider that. I think that's it.